the WNBA Finals will debut. The Las Vegas Aces versus the Phoenix Mercury. And I'm telling you right now, this is probably going to be one of the lowest rated WNBA Finals in a mighty long time.
You're not going to believe this. After Game 2 of the WNBA Finals, Aya Wilson completely lost it. The reason? The Las Vegas Aces couldn't sell out their home arena for the second straight game. And who's she blaming? None other than CaitlinClark and the Indiana Fever fans. Here's the wild part, ticket prices are shockingly low. We're talking about finals tickets going for the cost of a Big Mac combo, around $25. That's not an exaggeration, that's the actual get-in price for the biggest series of the year. Every single game, even a potential Game 7, is dirt cheap. So how does a league that spent all season celebrating record-breaking viewership end up with half-empty arenas for its championship round? The numbers don't lie. Something's not adding up. What do you think? Did you see this coming? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below.
And it looked like the WNBA has become the laughingstock of all sports, man, because the ticket prices are horrendous. This is a championship game, dog.
The WNBA has been patting itself on the back all season long, rolling out headline after headline about record-breaking ratings and historic fan growth. But now that the finals have arrived, that victory parade has crashed hard. Ticket sales haven't just dipped, they've absolutely tanked. Think CaitlinClark fast break in transition. With 0 foul calls, levels of collapse. And this isn't some outdated stat from months ago, this is right now. Game 1 of the finals. In Las Vegas, the so-called entertainment capital of the world. You'd expect fans lining up around the block, right? Think again. The cheapest seats? $6. Not a typo. Lower bowl? $25. Want to sit behind the team bench? $90. Second row? Around $130. I've seen minor league hockey charge more for nosebleeds, and honestly, I've seen parking at a concert cost more than a WNBA Finals ticket. Now here's where things get downright hilarious. Earlier this season, when Las Vegas faced the Indiana Fever, these exact same seats were going for 5 to 10 times higher. Courtside, $2,000 a seat. $2,000. But for the finals, you can snag one for under $500. Behind the basket, maybe $300 if that. And here's the kicker, that's the only section even remotely close to selling out. We're not talking resale prices either. These are face value tickets straight from the box office. That's how bad it's gotten. The WNBA can't even fill its own championship game at retail.
Not to mention, we got none other than Dewana Bonner, former Indiana Fever, quit the team herself in the talk and conversation of this WNBA Finals, and more importantly, her significant other, Alyssa Thomas, has found herself in some hot water as well, with not really speaking about the current state of the W.
And before anyone tries to say, Vegas fans just don't care, let's pump the brakes. This city has hosted everything, boxing, UFC, Formula 1, you name it, and those tickets always sell. The problem isn't Vegas. The problem is that no one cares about this matchup. Sure, Aya Wilson is putting up big numbers, and Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young are fun to watch. Even the Phoenix Mercury clawed their way back into relevance. But outside of the diehards, there's zero buzz. The casual audience checked out weeks ago, and that's the league's biggest nightmare. Because when CaitlinClark isn't involved, people stop tuning in. When the Fever were playing, tickets disappeared within hours. You couldn't find a resale under $200 during her hot streak in June. But now, no Caitlin, no crowd. The Clark effect was the engine, and the second she's gone, the whole machine starts sputtering.
Now, we know the controversy that led up to this game is pretty much attached to Caitlin's name. That is the Las Vegas Aces actually knocking off CaitlinClark and the Indiana Fever. Well, Caitlin did not play, but we know the referees kind of had a hand in that, we should say, with kind of making sure the Las Vegas Aces was pushed to making it to the finals.
And before anyone tries to claim Vegas fans just don't care, let's cut that excuse right now. This city has hosted every major event imaginable, boxing, UFC, Formula 1, and those tickets always sell. The problem isn't Vegas. The problem is that no one's invested in this matchup. Sure, Aya Wilson is putting up great numbers, and Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young are always entertaining. Even the Phoenix Mercury fought their way back into the mix. But outside of the hardcore fans, there's zero buzz. The casual audience checked out a long time ago, and that's the league's biggest nightmare. Because when CaitlinClark isn't part of the story, the spotlight fades fast. When the Fever were playing, tickets vanished within hours. You couldn't find a resale for under $200 during her hot streak in June. But now, no Caitlin, no crowd. The Clark effect was the WNBA's engine, and the moment she's gone, the whole machine starts to sputter. Would you like me to weave this into your earlier rewritten sections as one seamless commentary script? Sure, part of this slump is because Caitlin's been sidelined. But the deeper problem runs much deeper. It's how the league treated her. Fans haven't forgotten the cheap shots, the missed foul calls, the jealousy from other players, or the commissioner's silence while it all happened. Every time the WNBA failed to protect its biggest star, fans quietly started checking out. And now, with Clark out of the picture, the numbers are collapsing like a house of cards, right when the league can least afford it. The Players' Union is gearing up for major CBA negotiations. They're pushing for higher salaries, better revenue shares, stronger benefits, and honestly, they deserve all of it. But here's the problem. How do you argue for pay raises when finals tickets are selling for less than a tank of gas? The owners and networks are going to use this as ammunition. They'll point to the empty seats and say, if your best season ever can't fill an arena, why should we pay more? And that's the real tragedy here. The league's momentum is slipping away right when it needs it most. Progress. In what world? When your finals look like a clearance sale at the outlet mall, that's not progress. That's panic wrapped in corporate optimism. The worst part is, this was supposed to be their moment. With all the attention CaitlinClark brought to the WNBA this year, the league had a golden runway. They could have ridden that wave, marketed the finals like a global event, and made fans feel like women's basketball had finally arrived. But instead, they got complacent. They assumed the Caitlin effect would carry them forever. It didn't. Fans don't stick around just because you had a hot streak. You have to give them a reason to stay. You have to create rivalries, storylines, and drama that pull people in emotionally. That's what the NBA and NFL do. They build tension, they create moments. But the WNBA seems content settling for hashtags and hollow slogans. You'd think after watching attendance nosedive, Cathy Engelbert would realize the WNBA doesn't need another PowerPoint deck, it needs action. Because here's the truth that everyone except the league office seems willing to admit. Fans came for CaitlinClark, not for the WNBA. That's the part that makes everyone squirm. Without her, there's no spark, no storylines, no reason to tune in. She was the pulse of the league, and now that she's not playing, the finals feel like a hangover after the best party of the year. The vibe's gone. The energy's gone. The excitement flatlined. Even ESPN looks like it's lost interest. The commentary feels robotic, the energy's dead, and the cameras keep catching rows of empty seats behind the broadcast booth. It kills the broadcast before it even starts. For a league that won't stop preaching about momentum, these finals feel like someone slammed the emergency brake. The WNBA had one job after CaitlinClark's breakout year: keep the audience engaged. That's it. Keep them entertained. Give them storylines. Make them feel connected. Instead, they alienated her fan base. They mocked the people who filled arenas, who tuned in, who bought the merch. They let players take cheap shots, ignored obvious fouls, and let jealousy run wild. That wasn't just bad leadership, it was suicide by ego. And now the league is paying for it. You can't cry about growth when your championship tickets cost less than a movie pass. You can't demand bigger contracts and better TV deals when your own fans don't show up. And yet, somehow, Engelbert keeps smiling through press conferences, insisting this is all part of a grand accessibility plan. Sure, Cathy, whatever helps you sleep at night. The truth is, fans don't want slogans. They want sincerity. They want excitement. They want leadership that actually fights for the players they love, not executives hiding behind hashtags and press releases. You don't build a sports empire on spin. You build it on stars, stories, and stakes. Right now, the WNBA has none of those. This finals matchup has zero sizzle, no rivalries, no tension, no stakes. Just two teams playing in front of half-empty bleachers while Aya Wilson keeps pretending she's the face of a thriving league. But if she's really that big of a draw, where are the fans? Why does CaitlinClark move 10 times more tickets than a reigning MVP? Because people care about Clark. They don't care about Aya. The numbers make that crystal clear. And the timing couldn't be worse. With CBA negotiations looming, the Players' Union is gearing up to demand higher pay and better benefits, all while final seats sit unsold. The owners are practically salivating. They'll use every empty seat as ammunition. If your biggest season ever can't fill an arena, why should we pay more? And they'll have the receipts to back it up. Still, Cathy Engelbert stands at the podium, smiling through it all, calling this chaos a sign of progress. It's self-sabotage turned into an art form. For months, Cathy Engelbert and her team have been on a corporate victory tour, taking credit for everything CaitlinClark accomplished. Every press conference sounded like a broken record. Viewership is up. Merch is flying off the shelves. The brand has never been stronger. But peel back the press release, and nothing underneath has actually changed. Same limited marketing, same inconsistent officiating, same stale game presentation. They thought hype alone would carry the finals. Instead, reality just kicked the door in, and it's not pretty. Even the players can see it. Sophie Cunningham, Nafisa Collier, even Aya Wilson herself have all hinted at how disconnected the league's leadership really is. But instead of addressing the actual issues, Engelbert keeps forming new committees and listening sessions. Translation: more meetings, zero results. The biggest championship series in what's supposed to be the league's most successful season ever is being played in half-empty arenas, while the commissioner pretends everything's going according to plan. At this rate, next year's finals might as well be held in a high school gym, complete with folding chairs and a snack table. And the sad part? It didn't have to be this way. The league had everything lined up for a strong finish: the CaitlinClark wave, new sponsors, unprecedented media coverage, and a fresh fan base eager to buy in. But somehow, they managed to take all that momentum and turn it into $6 tickets. You almost have to admire the level of incompetence it takes to fumble that hard. It's comical, but it's also devastating. And it all comes down to one massive issue: the WNBA still refuses to listen to its fans. People aren't asking for miracles. They want consistency, fair officiating, and real promotion for the players who actually make the league exciting. Instead, the league keeps chasing image over integrity, obsessed with PR optics instead of genuine fan connection. It's like they're allergic to success that happens organically. CaitlinClark brought them an audience they never dreamed of, and instead of celebrating it, they treated her like a problem to manage. Now the consequences are staring them in the face. Finals games that look like glorified scrimmages and ticket prices that could fit inside a vending machine. It's equal parts hilarious and tragic. So while Aya Wilson racks up meaningless stats and preaches league unity, CaitlinClark remains the only name that truly moves the needle. The proof is in the empty seats. The WNBA without Clark isn't thriving, it's barely surviving. And it gets worse. The optics online are brutal. Social media is flooded with screenshots of ticket maps showing entire sections still wide open, hundreds of empty blue dots everywhere. Fans are roasting the league, calling it the most affordable finals in history. Others are joking that the silence inside the arena is louder than the refs' whistles this season. This doesn't just hurt Aya Wilson or the Aces, it hurts everyone. The players, the fans, and the future of the league. Low attendance means less sponsor interest, weaker TV deals, and zero leverage when it's time to negotiate. Meanwhile, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is still out there giving interviews about how strong the league is. Sure, Cathy, keep spinning. Because if the WNBA is really thriving, why can fans skip your championship game for the price of a burger? The numbers don't lie. You can dress it up as growth all you want, but when your finals look like a clearance sale, the only thing growing is the public embarrassment.
And so here we are. $6 finals tickets and half-empty arenas. The biggest storyline of the postseason isn't who wins the trophy. It's who's buying concessions just to make the place look full. For a league that keeps shouting record growth, these visuals tell a completely different story. If the WNBA truly wants to grow, it's time to stop preaching empowerment and start delivering entertainment. Because until they do, the fans will keep voting with their wallets. And right now, their answer couldn't be louder. Did you expect this train wreck? Let us know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.